It's time to Nurburgring around the Rosie. All right, Nurburgring Grand Prix in the BMW V8 Hybrid. This layout I've not done before in anything, but I've done both the 24-hour layout and the VLN layout of the Nurburgring quite a bit. So kind of both turn 1, 2, 3 have had those. We did the Nurburgring Sprint Track. I'm not quite sure. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. In the Porsche Cup car. So kind of with all that combined, it doesn't feel too unfamiliar, this layout. But putting it all together, it's got a lot of the hard parts of the track that I am not good at. So there is that. We got ourselves a 143.935. I kind of wanted to go at it until I got down into the 143s. I hoped to be further into the 143s rather than just barely, but at a certain point I had to say, this is kind of as good as it's going to get tonight. So that's where we ended up. I think the fast guys are going to be doing 41s, 40s, maybe a 39 here and there, especially in qualifying. But I'm happy with the time I got. The first 6 corners, I don't know, the first section of the track until it kind of opens up is super tough for me. That's the kind of the VLN layout part versus the Nurburgring 24 layout. Is kind of, like I said, where it gets hard for me. The other turns into the arena are usually easier for me, but hey, that's not what we've got. We've got to go with what we got. So yeah, we'll show you the lap, and then I'll stop talking here, and then we'll come back and we'll finish up.
Last lap time was at 1:44.6. Sector 3 is 0.7 off your best. Sector 1 time's okay. Sector 2 time is quick. That was at 1:43.9. Sector 3 is a 10th off your best.
All right, Nurburgring Grand Prix in our BMW Hybrid V8. Let's go. We got ourselves a 143.935. Let's go through and see how we did that. I'm gonna say nothing real special about the last corner here on our exit. We got a decent one. But we're just gonna go fast forward through this little first straightaway, and our first braking point is gonna be kind of right around where we've got this extra road that goes out here for this access road. We're gonna hit the brakes kind of right at the end of that, and it's gonna be a pretty heavy braking because this is we've got a lot of speed to scrub off here. We are going to start turning in, and you can drop off this, but I found that it's not quite as beneficial as it is in some of the cars with more suspension or more travel under suspension, but we're just going to kind of bring it off there. And then we're going to kind of slowly feed the throttle back in. And as we straighten out, we'll give it all the gas. And I've got two ways that I've kind of done this. One is to use second gear and just kind of top out, leave it in second gear, and kind of use that to limit my speed going through this next corner here. The other way is to go up to third and then hit the brakes a little bit. And that's what we do in this version. This whole first section is the hardest part for me. It's what I had to work on the most. This corner in the next like 3 or 4 corners. But yeah, we're just going to hit the brakes a little bit, and kind of halfway through we're going to start to get back on the throttle. And we don't want to jam on it here because it is super easy to carry too much speed and go off on this this corner here. But once we kind of get where we know we're going to keep the car on the part of the track we want to keep it on, we're going to hit full throttle. And we need to keep the next corner on the next left-hander really tight, so we're going to start hitting the brakes feels pretty early to me. But yeah, we're just gonna a little bit of braking, and then we'll trail off here. We're gonna aim to get down to first gear into this corner here, and we're just gonna get as close right on this curb here, and then we're gonna start to feed some throttle back in and get full throttle. We're gonna short shift to second here, and then we're just gonna kind of ease off the throttle a little bit, and then as we kind of get over here, and we can see that we can. This is our path here is gonna kind of take us through here. Once we start to see that we can do that, we're gonna start to feed some throttle back in. And you got to be careful, much more here, and you're gonna get an off track. But this is kind of the limit at what you can go through this corner at and not get an off track. So that was one of the harder corners to me done. And this next section here, like, it's so easy for me to understeer that we take it pretty slow, and that's actually fast, if that makes sense. But we're gonna start breaking through on this this corner that would take the other layout. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of brake about halfway through this. Our peak is we're kind of starting at the beginning and then peaking at the end. That makes sense. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of trail through here and then coast and then give it a little bit of throttle, and then we're gonna brake pretty early for this. And the reason to do that is so that we can get on the throttle sooner so we can start speeding up sooner on the exit, and that's why we're braking early. So we're just gonna kind of go slow here, and that lets us get on the throttle sooner than we would be able to had we not broke as early. That makes sense. That's how I have to think about it. But yeah, we're just gonna bring the throttle in, kind of run up on the curb just a smidge here, and with some of these curbs, you've got to be real careful about the angle at which you hit them, otherwise it'll really kind of unsettle the car. But yeah, from there it's just full throttle. And this corner here, we're gonna kind of bring the tires, left-hand tires, up onto this little cobblestone bit. And we're gonna hit the brakes as we do that. Pretty heavy braking, and then we're just gonna trail brake on through here. And then we're gonna start to get back on the throttle when we hit this point. And again, this is one of those corners where if you go too quick, you're gonna understeer, and that'll cost you like a second or so. We're gonna kind of end up just touching this curb here. And for this next corner, we can take this. It took me a while to figure it out that this whole next section is flat out, but we're gonna aim to get our right tires up onto this section of curbing here and then go through full speed. So we're gonna end up right on top of that. Bring it in. We're gonna touch this curb. I'm gonna touch this curb, and we're gonna bring it back on over to the right. And then I've played with some different. I've played at braking here, braking at the 100. I think a little earlier is better. And then we're gonna come and bring our right tires kind of onto this green AstroTurfy bit. As we do, we're just gonna trail brake through the next corner here. Then back on the throttle, and then just a smidge, just a light, maybe even don't need it, but we did it here. Just a light braking through this corner here, just getting some extra traction on the tires, and then you know, you could decide to hit the apex or not. I ended up apexing a little earlier. We're just gonna come out, and this is all flat out here, and the next braking point is really heavy. And I did a few times during practice hit this a little too hard before my tires warmed up, and the car decided to switch ends. So just be careful with that. But we're gonna brake at the 100 marker, and we're gonna brake extremely heavy at the 100 marker here. So, and then we're gonna bring it down. I'm aiming, like, the way that I settled on doing this is to get down to second gear, and then we're gonna clip this curb here. It kind of helps turn the car a smidge, and then we're gonna bring it throttle back, and then clip that right hand one. We're using the throttle the whole way through here, so back on the throttle, and then I lift a little bit while the car's unsettled, and then bring the throttle back after it settles down. And then just the hairpin is left here. I don't have a set braking point. Whoop. Kind of halfway through this this curbing here. It's just a little bit of braking to get the car slowed down and the bites into the front tires. Keep it tight, and then start bringing the throttle back, and then we're just gonna kind of let the car go wide as we open up the wheel and full throttle. It got a little loose on me there, so be a little bit more careful than I was, and you'll have a better exit there, and probably can get a few more tenths on me. But that was our 143 935. Yeah, I'm happy with that time. If I can keep it in the 44s during the races, I will be happy. If I can find some more pace, I'll be even happier. I kind of don't foresee that happening. Gonna practice a bit for the Bathurst 12-hour as well, so that's gonna eat up some of my time in trying to get better at this, but looking forward to the races here. We'll see how it goes. As always, hit the subscribe button if you want to help out, thumbs up if you like the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and if you want to watch along live with the races, head on over to twitch.tv/thepiltdownman. We'll see you later. Bye.